guys, Jim and Stefan again here today. This is going to be video 2 of what we hope to be several stuff nobody ever told you about a Humvee. Things that we get a lot of questions about from our customers and potential customers, where there's a lot of confusion, crossover between the types of vehicles. So what I wanted to do today is take a non-turbo vehicle, what we have here that we recently finished, and a turbo diesel, and talk just a little bit about some of the differences in the two vehicles. What does it mean to have one of those units? They're going to have all the upgrades I've discussed. They're going to have this newer style air conditioning system. And the differences in the model is really basically how the vehicle was set up. The M1152 two-door. So if you see an M1152, it's a two-door vehicle in its military days. M1165 would have been a vehicle similar to this, hard top, hard rear curtain, or hard rear wall. M1167, M1151, both full slant backs. And so that was really the connotation of the differences of those vehicle model numbers is really more about the way the tops were set up than anything else. In fact, it's one of the reasons why we can only export M1152s, because by definition that was a two-door system and isn't capable of carrying a turret or some of the other things the military had concern about getting out of the country. So that's the reason why you can only export M1152. You can't export any of the other vehicles. That would be with the exception of Canada, and that's because Canada's rules are very different. They don't go by the same rules that all other countries go to, as we're such a friendly nation and so forth. You can send any model to Canada, and you can do it without an export license. Every other country, you can't do that. The only turbo diesel that you can successfully export is an 1152. So just as an aside and some information. What other differences? Of course, turbo diesel versus non-turbo. You got some little bit more horsepower. It's not a very big turbo. It doesn't add a whole bunch, but I tell guys probably expect 5 to 7 miles an hour more toward the top end. So maybe mid to high 70s as opposed to the 70 to 72 range is what we tend to see with the non-turbo on a relatively flat highway situation without winding the vehicle or getting your getting the engine winding and the RPMs up. So those are some basic differences. A couple other differences that you'll see in the vehicles. Tires. Turbo diesels are going to have a 24-bolt rim tire and an E-rated tire, so a little bit heavier tire. In their stock, in the stock condition, it's going to be E-rated tire, 24-bolt rim. If we come back over to the non-turbo unit, it's going to be a D-rated tire, it's going to be a 12-bolt rim. Again, in the civilian world, the reality is it doesn't mean much, but because of the increase in heavy payloads they were experiencing with things as they were getting more armor on them and more weight, they did go to the 24-bolt rim and the E-range tire, generally for that reason. So those are some of the main differences. From that standpoint, if you get into the differences in the various non-turbos, there's two main non-turbos. The M1123, two main 4-speed non-turbos. We're leaving 3-speed units out of our discussion today. That's a whole nother ball of wax. We'll just describe that some other time. One of the biggest and about the only difference that you're going to see between the M1123 and this unit, which is an M1097A2, is the fact that the airlift bumper is on the 1097. It is not on the M1123. This was the Army version. They put the airlift bumper on. Marine Corps version, M1123, did not put the airlift bumper on. So that's another way that you could potentially identify these two types of vehicles. Guys ask us often about towing. The rating on these is anywhere from 3,500 to 4,500 pounds for towing. We have guys that tow quite a bit more. How do you set them up for towing? They make a very inexpensive drop-down hitch. You remove this, pop this under the pintle hitch, and you'll have both pintle hitch and a standard Reese hitch. Or this could be completely removed and just have a Reese hitch. This is the military connection point. Okay, it's not only 24 volt, but it's also a Canon port. An adapter is made. I have had several. Midwest Military makes a good one that has both the adapter to go from Canon port military to 5 and 7 pin civilian, and it also goes from 24 to 12 volt. So it kind of in one cord, you got everything you would need to trailer your vehicle, and then of course, as I said, you can put on your you can do whichever with the hitches. We put a lot of hitches on. Hitches are extremely inexpensive, literally $30–40. So that is just a little aside. Always make sure in your Humvee just lets you know that you have a lit license plate holders. Number one reason you'll get pulled over in a Humvee, if you just hang a tag back here or whatever, or if you put one of these on without attaching it to the lights, it's a very common reason to get pulled over driving a Humvee if that is not there or if that is not lit. So always remember that when you're doing your Humvees, because of course that doesn't come when you buy these from the government or whatnot. Okay, so and we are very much oriented towards our customers and getting their needs met. So you can give us a call anytime. We'd be very happy to talk with you. And again, today Stefan and I were hoping to be able to give you a little information about the differences in the two types of vehicles. Thank you. And let us know if you enjoyed the video and if it's helpful.